Hello YouTube world, welcome to my channel. This video is a review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 14, Episode 17, a fashion show with fashions. Before we get started, please be sure to subscribe. Now, let's get into it. First, I want to talk about the Kenya Moore, Miss Universe. How beautiful is she? Kenya Moore looked absolutely stunning in her dress at the She by Sheree fashion show. She looked absolutely gorgeous, amazing. Like Kenya Moore, she is beautiful. She really is. And she is such an intelligent, um, business minded woman because although she's on the show catfighting from time to time, being shady, sometimes being rude, she makes sure that she has her affairs in order, that she has her business in order. She is truly using the show as a platform to elevate herself, and that's what it should be used for. And let me correct myself, she was Miss USA. But she managed to get her hair care line in CVS. That's a major deal. Even Candy said that. Even Candy said, like, none of her products are in CVS, but Candy is worldwide, international. But so is Kenya Moore. But that's just amazing that her products are in CVS. So she is definitely winning. And her daughter, Brooklyn, is such a cutie pie. She is adorable. Absolutely adorable. So it seems as though Marlo and Sonya's relationship is blossoming a little. They appear to be spending more time together. And Marlo, she brought her nephews over to Sonya's house so that they could spend some time with Sonya and her husband. Marlo's intention was to have her nephews around a male role model to, kind of help them along a little, just for them to experience that male role model that they've never really experienced. And actually, it was Sonya and her husband's Ross, their decision to, invite the boys over and to, have Ross spend time with them to help Marlo out. So Sonya is really trying to be a good friend to Marlo. And I like Sonya. I hope she comes back next season because she's starting to relax and get comfortable. And we're really starting to see her. I'm starting to see her personality a little more. And I really like her and her husband. She's a good addition to the Housewives franchise, um, the Atlanta lady. So I hope that she comes back next season. So Sonya and her husband Ross, they are working on another child. At one point, Sonya wasn't really ready to have any more children, but her husband was, and they had a conversation about it. They were, they weren't on the same page at one point, but now they're both on the same page, and they're both ready to work on another child. And Sonya, she went to the doctor and she got her IUD taken out, and so they're ready to work on having another child. But like Sonya, I don't know how old she is, but like her husband acts like it's like a walk in the park to like, you know, just have a baby. Like it's easy for him to say, I want you to have a baby. You don't have to carry the child for 9 months. Like for a woman to be pregnant, carry the child for 9 months and then give birth and then get that freedom of having your body back to yourself and then have to turn around and do it all over again. Like if men had to go through that, they would be more understanding. But at the same time, having children is a blessing. And so if your husband wants children, you both have to agree. You both have to agree. But yeah, you definitely both have to agree, but it's definitely not not easy because her other, she just had a baby like a couple of years ago. Like, huh, more power to them. Marlo, Marlo. I think that Marlo should come back next season. I kind of think Marlo should have her own show too. And I know that might seem far fetched to some people. And I've even heard some people say Marlo shouldn't come back next season. And there's been rumors that she may not get a peach for next season. But Marlo definitely, there's some unpacking to do with Marlo. Marlo definitely has a story. She has some trauma, and maybe that type of stuff shouldn't be unpacked on TV because it looks like it goes deep. And with the show introducing Marlo's mother, and even with the storyline of Marlo's nephews, and if you pay close attention to Marlo's nephews and their facial expressions sometimes, like there is more behind the scenes that I think that's being shown on camera. And, maybe that stuff shouldn't be shown on TV. However, I think Marlo, she's been through a lot. Like, I don't think she sheds crocodile tears. I don't think she was shedding crocodile tears this episode when she was talking about her mom. Like, I really think that Marlo has been through a lot. And that's why she is the way that she is. That's why she's so materialistic. I don't even really think Marlo's materialistic. I think she's trying to cover up hurt and pain and damage. So the only way she knows how to do it is with money and fashions and trying to tear people down with her words. But this season you see a more sensitive side, to Marlo. Like there's a lot more to Marlo than just the fashions and the money and just a negative mouth. I just think she really wants to be loved and she wants to give love, but she doesn't know how. Like even when she put her nephews out for 30 days, she's not used to taking care of children. She's only used to taking care of herself. Because, I mean, even in this episode, she talks about how she pretty much had to fend for herself. And in previous episodes throughout, her time on the show, she's talked about, being in foster care. So she doesn't know how to take care of anybody but herself. Marla don't know how to do nothing but be selfish. So she's trying to do more by helping her nephews. And she just doesn't really know how. Marlo should come back for another season, maybe get her own show, but definitely get counseling. Drew and Ralph, I don't remember too much about their interaction in this episode, but I hope to see Drew and Ralph back next season. More than likely, she's gonna get an invite back. She's gonna keep her peach because Drew, she fits right in the middle. Like she knows how to play the game. She's interesting. She fits, right where she needs to fit to maintain her peach. So, hopefully we'll see Drew and Ralph back next season. But I like when they are laughing together and they just look. I like them together. I just hope that that they can maintain their beautiful marriage because I do like Ralph and Drew together. Everyone needs a friend like Candy. Candy is the best. Like, I just love Candy. Like, she was the first person to show up at Kenya at her CVS launch or, whatever that was, at the CVS opening launch of her products being in CVS, Kenya Moore's products. And um, she's always there. She shows up to everyone's event. She supports everyone. She donates. Like she gives, monetary gifts. Like she is, she's a friend that everybody needs to have. Candy is just great. She really is. And Candy is like the richest one on the show, and she is the most humble. Like, and that's why Candy is so blessed because she's a giver and she's humble. And that matters to God. Like, you're humble and you're a giver, and she, she is rich. She's very well off, and to have that type of positive energy and such a beautiful spirit, like, that's amazing. So anytime anyone comes for Candy on the show, it's like, really, Candy? Because Candy doesn't mess with anybody. The little back and forth with Marlo, like, but I understand why Marlo is the way she is, and I explained that early on. But Candy, always, tries to help everyone. So Candy is, she is definitely a jewel on the show. Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce still has it out for Todd after all these years. Well, maybe she doesn't have it out for him, but she is still definitely looking out for her daughter. And I kind of agree with Mama Joyce. Like, I thought the trust fund was for the children, not for the husband. If anything, the husband should have a trust fund for the wife and the children. But I guess it's different when the wife is the breadwinner. Like, as opposed to when the husband's the breadwinner, then the husband sets up a trust for his wife and his children. And rarely you have I'm not going to say rarely because there's a lot, well, there are a lot of women out here that make more money than their husbands, or I don't know what the ratio is. All I'm saying is that most of the time, the husband is, setting up the trust for the point blank period. Mama Joyce had a point. Like, why would you set up a trust fund for your husband after you go so he can, spend your money on another woman? And Candy's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. But, again, Candy's a giver and she's looking out for her husband. Candy just has a different mindset, and she is the breadwinner. So, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure she is the breadwinner. So she is just thinking about her family and her husband. Mama Joyce got it out so bad for Todd that she don't even want his kids, the kids that Candy had with him, to get any of the trust money. She's like, all the money should go to my grandbaby Riley. Not his kids, but my baby, my grandbaby Riley. I'm sure she loves all of her grandkids. I know she loves all of her grandkids, but Mama Joyce is not feeling Todd. Sheree, Sheree, Sheree. Sheree needs a master class. Like, that should be her next project, to like have a master class on how to make your dreams come true and how to ignore the haters, the naysayers, and just focus in on your dreams, because She by Sheree fashion show was amazing. Like, everybody has something negative to say about Chateau Sheree, how it would never happen, and then now look at Chateau Sheree. And then the same thing with She by Sheree joggers. Like, everyone thought that wouldn't happen. And then voila, like, her fashion show was so amazing. It was so amazing that Tyrone realized he made a mistake. He realized that he was an idiot to stand her up like that. And now she's like, bye bye. I'm not interested. Like, she really pulled it off. Like, I had to clap for her. Like, she really did it. And it was funny because prior to the fashion show, when, she was stressing out because all of her fashions hadn't arrived, and she was like, this has to go well. She was like, because, like, people are expecting this fashion show for me. And she's like, every other day, people are calling me She by Sheree. Like, I have to, like, it has to work this time. Like, it cannot fail again. But for her to say that people come up to her on the street and call her She by Sheree, that is funny. So the day before the fashion show, while Sheree is prepping, um, Tyrone shows up to the venue. And at first I thought like it was staged, like she knew he was going to show up because she reached out to Tyrone's cousin to inform him of her event. So, if you don't have any, want any dealings with Tyrone, why are you reaching out to his cousin? But that doesn't matter. Like you can, still be friends with, other people that are associated with someone but still don't want to be bothered with that person. So, but I kind of do believe that it wasn't staged and she didn't know he was coming. But when she said that he walked in looking like bruh man from the fifth floor, that's it. That part. Because I was thinking, who is he walking like? Like I thought like he's walking like he just got out of jail. But bruh man from the fifth floor was definitely fitting. But yeah, so Tyrone showed up and, they argued about, why he stood her up. And he was like, I'm not about to put myself in a situation that's going to get me sent back to jail. Okay, why didn't you have a conversation with her beforehand? Why would you just leave her sitting there? Um, I thought it was all that was staged too, but the way Sheree was arguing with him, I don't think it was. Sheree's children are so beautiful, and her daughter that was there at the rehearsal, she didn't even know who Tyrone was. She was like, he's short. So, Sheree told Tyrone to not come to the show, but he ended up coming anyway. And he was dressed up and he was definitely there looking for camera time. Like there's one scene where he brings her flowers in her dressing room and like you could just see him looking at the cameras. And after the fashion show was all said and done, he was trying to get her attention and she was like absolutely not. And he realized what he messed up. Like he messed up big time. I said this in my last video. Like you're coming home, whoever you stood Sheree up for, you're foolish. You're foolish because I guarantee whoever you stood her up for does not compare to Sheree and what she was offering you fresh out of jail. A mini mansion, a chateau, a TV show, like fame, and then you messed it up. Foolish. Absolutely foolish. And I have to rewind the tape for a second. The scene where Apollo was talking to Tyrone and telling him that, he knew Sheree for 10 years and, he should have treated Sheree like a queen. That's a queen. How about how you treated Phaedra? I mean, I don't mean to bring up Apollo's past, and he seems like he's changed. He has a new lady in his life, and you know he's trying to be on the up and up, and that's good for Apollo. And I'm not trying to bring up his past or anything like that, but he definitely was not treating Phaedra like a queen when he was flirting with Kenya Moore all in front of his wife's face and had no respect, no regard for her feelings at all. So, I mean, it's true. Tyrone should have treated Sheree like a queen, but Apollo should have treated Phaedra like a queen too. Like, period. But everyone showed up to the fashion show. Sheree's ex-husband Bob, he showed up. He's funny. And Dwight was there. I didn't get to see, unless I missed it, what Dwight had to say about Sheree's fashion show. I would have loved to hear what he had to say, since he was the one who started the fashions with a fashion show with no fashions. How dreadful saying. But yeah, everybody showed up and supported Sheree, and everybody had to give her a standing ovation because she really did an excellent job. Like even with at the end when she walked out and everybody was in formation and they were turned a certain way and then she walked down, she really put time and effort and money, and maybe she did put $1 million. Like that didn't look like $1 million show, but it looked like she definitely put her time and energy into the show because she did a really, really amazing job. Like honestly, like she really, really did an amazing job, and everyone that had something to say about her. Mouths are closed. What does the Bible say? The Lord will prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Like everybody that thought like, yeah, she's not gonna do it. She did it. She did it in a major way. And her clothes were cute too. Like I would buy something off of their website. Seriously, like not only did she put on a good fashion show, but the fashions were fashions. Like not just runway fashions, but fashions that you could wear like on a day-to-day, like wear out. She really did an excellent job. All in all, this was a good season. The finale was great. And I think all of the ladies should come back. I think Sonya definitely earned an opportunity to come back next season. Drew as well. Candy, always bring Candy back. Marlo, I think Marlo should come back. Kenya, of course. Like Kenya and Candy, they go without saying. Bring them back. I even think Sheree definitely needs to come back on the basis of Chateau Sheree and She by Sheree. They need to bring her back. Like if they don't bring Sheree back after what she has been able to accomplish, then they are like delusional. Like Bravo needs to get it together because Sheree deserves to come back. I don't care if she doesn't have a storyline. Like give her another chance to produce because the fact that she was able to put Chateau, like she started this season with a bang with Chateau Sheree, and she ended the season with a bang with She by Sheree. So bring Sheree back. But that's all I have for this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, TTYL.